Hello, this is an extra video for session 4-1 capital letter lesson. I'm going to show you more about how to insert lines and to work with lines, graphics, to do different types of lines, and also to type in the alphabet. This task would also help you if you're going to be designing a workbook or making a book or just loose pages with lines and maybe some teaching on how to write the letters in extra blank lines for the students to practice. So the teaching would be useful for more than just for the primer. So I'm going to share the screen, and then we're going to go to Microsoft Publisher to start our teaching there in just a moment. So this is Publisher, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to put in a text box for the title of the capital letter lesson, Part D. Doesn't matter what font right now. I'm going to make this go to the right. We'll center that a little bit better, making the text box smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert it. I think it would help if we inserted a text box and put in the capital letters first, and then we can draw the lines and space the lines out, group them, copy them, paste them, everything, and then they would be in the right place for that text box with the capital letters in it. So we're going to draw a text box. I'm not going to go all the way to the margin so that we'll have a place to grab a hold of the lines. Let's set this on the Arrows font, which is my special font for showing people how to write letters. It has the arrows pointing which way the lines go, and then it has little numbers. Let's make this size 48. I'm going to turn on my cap locks just right now, and we're going to center everything. So I'm going to have to put in more spacing between the letters. I'll show you that in a minute. Maybe I'll put some, rearrange the letters a little bit so we have room for more letters. So to spread the letters out, you need to spread them out so the letters, the little tiny numbers and the arrows can be seen. So I selected all, we go up here to this font section on the home page, the font section. And I'm going to just click on the little arrow by the word font. It's different in Microsoft Word. Everything's different. Okay, we have an AV over here. I don't know what AV stands for, but this is character spacing. So we're going to say, let's select more spacing and actually put in some tracking, kerning. So let's put in 10 points. So that spread them out a little bit. It's still not exactly like I would want it to look, but this is just a demonstration. Okay, now the size of these letters is 48 point size. And these line spacing, I'm going back to home, you can see the line spacing should be 54 points. They've got, let me go back and select all. I want to do it exactly the way I want it. We don't want spacing after paragraphs. But we do want 54 point size line spacing. We still have caps locks on. Puts them closer together, but it gives you more room on the page. I'll shrink the page so you can see. We're going to have room for them to write their name and then numbers down at the bottom, making this larger. So I think that that would be correct. Now let's draw some lines. I'm going to unclick over here. We're on the home page. Let's go to the insert page, insert a shape. We'll select a line. We could change the width of it and everything later. I'm going to click over here by the margin. I'm going to hold the shift button down and draw across. And the shift button makes it go completely straight. That's a little bit too wide. And we also will probably want it to be gray so it won't take attention away from the actual letters. I'm going up to shape outline. And here's some different colors. Let's make it gray, but not too light. And let's also make the size smaller. And that would be under weight, the weight. Let's make it, I'm going to try that. No, that's a little bit too skinny. Weight, we'll make it 1 point. That looks really good. And it's going to be really light. It will still show up when you print. Maybe we should make it a little darker. Okay, that's better. Now I've got the line the way I want it. I'm going to copy it and paste it. It has an offset on it. See, you can see that it pasted with an offset. It pasted in a different place and not in the exact place. So different programs work differently according to how they paste. I want that to go down a little bit so it's not hiding any of the letter. Okay, that's great. Now let's paste another one. This will go in the center or as close to the center as you can get it. We can align everything later. I'm going to go down one. Now this line in the center, we would want it to have dashes so people can see it's a little bit different type of line. Going back to shape outline, dashes. And this, can you see the selection on making regular dashes? That's great. And let's copy this line with the dashes and paste. It has a little offset. I can grab, whoops, grabbed everything. I hit Control Z. Let's select it over here. Drag it down just a little bit. We won't actually need that. Maybe for some of the letters we'll need it. But if you're doing lowercase letters, you might have a letter with a descender like the Y or the G, and you would need a dash line under your set of lines. So that's great. Let's copy. We're going to select all of them and group them. You notice I left clicked over outside of out in the margin, and we've selected all of the lines, and it didn't select the text box. So that's what we want. We're going to go up to group, shape format. Here is the word group. So all the lines are grouped now. I'm going to copy and paste, make it go a little bit lower. I'm going to paste it again, grab it. You know, if they don't line up perfectly, you know how to do the alignment. And the distribution of the lines. And that looks good, except you can see, let me make this bigger. You can see there are layers. In most programs, there's layers. You can bring something to the front. You can send something to the back. I'm going to touch the text box. I just clicked in the middle and it selected the text box. I clicked the outline again. That's how you make sure you've got the text box selected. We need to bring it to the front. We don't want the gray lines going across our letters when we print it out. So it's got some choices over here. It says bring forward. We never want to do bring forward, send backward, because you just don't have enough control. You could try that, but it's not going to work really well. I'm going to click this little arrow and say bring to front. Okay, Now the text box is in the front. And you can see, I can make that a little bit larger. So the gray lines are behind. I'm making my picture smaller. Now you notice I did not put the text box exactly in the center because I wanted to be able to select the lines. So now we're going to just enlarge this text box and everything's more exactly in the center. I'm going to enlarge the text box also this way vertically. We can hit enter and go down a couple of times. We can type in our numbers. Well, whoops. And we could copy some of the lines up here and paste them down here, and we could paste one in the center. Let's go ahead and do that. So I clicked over here in the margin. I went below the lines. I dragged till I got all of that set of lines selected. And that's one thing that I do sometimes. I click the text box with the letters in it, and I shrink it sometimes so that I can actually grab the lines, select the lines, and then you can make it the right size again. So there's several ways to help you. I'm clicking and dragging. Copy and click, paste. We'll put this kind of in the center. So we're going to put a little caption over it. It says, write your name here. We'll do that later. I'm going to paste again, bring it down where the letters are. I mean the numbers. I'm always singing letters and numbers. Now, since we're copying and pasting, anything that you paste, the last item that you paste, it's going to go to the front. So you can see that these lines are in the front. We don't want that. We're going to select the text box again. Click on the side on the margin of the text box to make sure it's selected. We're going to do that again. Bring forward, bring to front. Great. And now let's insert a little text box to draw a text box. So we can say, write your name here. And we can copy that. It's everything I'm pasting is doing text wrap on it. So one thing you can do is click outside of everything and then Control A, select everything. And let's go to text wrap. You can see my arrow, none. Always do that on your pages or things are going to move around strangely. I'm going to write how to write numbers. Of course, you would do that in your own language. That's great. That's really beautiful. Okay. Hope that wasn't confusing. We might put a caption up here, how to write capital letters or something, whatever you need. And remember, you'd have a page number here, so we don't have the whole page to work with. We don't want to cover up the page number. That's really beautiful. I hope that helps you just to do capital letter lesson, 26D. And that was a lot of fun. And I want you to practice inserting text boxes, drawing lines. Remember, you can group them. First of all, you could draw a line, draw several lines, make a dashed line, make the lines gray, make them distributed correctly and aligned on the left. You can copy and paste. And if you wanted the letters to be spread more further apart vertically, you could change the line spacing. But this looks really, really well done. So that's all for this lesson. I'm going to close it without saving it. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm not going to repeat that in Microsoft Word. It would be almost the same instructions, but I hope that helps you a lot. So that's all for today. Thank you.